You ain't that tall, man. Fuck your defense.
Hey, hold on. He don't know these Versace's, right?
Yeah.
That's what you gotta know about the style.
You must have lost a bet to wear these things on.
No, this is style. Wait, what you got on?
This is trainers, but this is all business. What the fuck's that?
These Versace's.
Try and make yourself look taller than you are. Try and make yourself, he's about this height.
Yeah. But look, that never mattered, right? Did that ever matter? Undago was like this fucking toe happened here. 2 rounds.
Ndongo's been 45-year-old man. Fuck's sake.
Face belt on the other side, good job. Chin.
This side?
Yeah. Love that.
Fuck it.
Into the champ. Big champ. Real big champ. Wolfpack.
What time is it?
Hey time!
What that mean? You said that? Oh, hold on. You said that? You supposed to be on the outside, motherfucker.
Alright, good work.
You're in the final now. You've seen Regis Prograis up close and personal. What's your initial thoughts?
He's a good fighter, he's a very good fighter. But I see a lot of things in him that I can exploit. It'll be a very different fight. It'll be a very different style of fight. But I believe I've got the beating of him. So, yeah.
The head-to-head at the press conference, you're almost the same size.
I had to put moon boots on about fucking that thing. He must have played over $1,000 for the things. I wouldn't pay 50 quid for them, man. Big clown boots. They were absolutely terrible.
Well, I've got them on camera, so I'll put that out to everybody when I upload the video. I've got to ask as well, like, your quarter-final and your semi-final was in this very arena. Regis Prograis fought in Louisiana and New Orleans, which is southern United States. I'm guessing that the final is going to be somewhere neutral. You echo that?
Wherever it is, I'm easy. If it's in America, the guy only sells about 50 tickets. Says he's got a big fan base, but nobody goes to his fights. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm more than happy to travel to America if need be, or anywhere. So
you know, I'll be there as well.
It would be amazing. But if it was here, it'd be fucking brilliant again. But no, it's just wait and see. Wait and see.
Do you think that you're quite calm about being world champion is because the next fight you're a unified world champion? Is that why? Do you think you're thinking maybe a step ahead that there's another belt coming along your way?
No, I don't know. I think I'm just quite calm because I expected to become world champion for years. I've dreamt and visualised and written things and told people I'm going to be world champion for years, and I've always believed it. So I'm not shocked that.
With me, I've got the other finalist to Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis. First of all, welcome to Scotland. Just let me see what you've got on there.
Look at my swag right quick.
Look at that.
You see that, huh?
Yeah, good stuff. Well, let's just get down to the business end of it. You've seen Josh up close and personal tonight. What's your thoughts?
Like I said, good fight. Maybe he was wound up or something like that from being home, from in front of a lot of people, all his fans. But I see a lot of holes. He did get hit a lot by Baranchek, and Baranchek is, he's a big puncher, but definitely not a puncher like myself. And on top of that, he throws a lot of really wild punches that you can telegraph, and he still got hit by them. So, like you said, him and his trainer, they'll go back to the gym, they'll fix that because I'm a different monster, I'm a different animal in that ring. So, but overall, it was a good fight. He got a big cut on his eye, but he pushed through it. I think he got it maybe 6-7 rounds. He pushed through the fight. He showed the warrior's heart. So, I just can't wait to get it on with the finals.
Do you think you're obviously being two southpaws? Do you think your styles will gel?
Yeah, I mean, as far as southpaw versus southpaw,
you know that old adage, people don't like southpaw versus
southpaw.
Yeah,
nobody like a southpaw. Yeah. Shit, my mom a southpaw, I barely like her. But yeah, it's cool. It don't matter. I'm good with either one, right or left-handed, so it don't matter for me.
You touched on it a little bit at the press conference there. Your quarter-final and your semi-final have been in the southern United States, New Orleans and Louisiana, where you're from, your hometown. Josh has had his in Scotland, in this very arena. Where would you like the final to be?
Maybe a neutral site, because like I said, he has a big fan base here. I have a big fan base home, so it won't be fair to either one of us to come, go in our hometown. So maybe a neutral site, I don't know. That's up to them. Maybe
Vegas, New York.
Possibly, yeah. Maybe New York work even better. I'm not from New York and nothing like that. So, New York has a lot of Scottish people living there. So I think maybe New York will work. Vegas, everybody always wants to fight in Vegas, you know, so that'll even be even closer to me because I'm about to move to LA, so.
Oh, there you go then. Can we show Josh Taylor what you got on your feet?
Go ahead, put these on. $100 a toe. This $100 a toe, $110 a toe. Put that on my forehead. Put that on my feet right now. I know y'all don't know this guy, but these Balenciagas, you know, there's some swag shit over here. I know in London they know about the fashion and all that, you know. So after me and Josh Taylor, if I beat his ass, I'm gonna get him some of these.
No, you get me a pair, man.
I'm gonna get you a pair, man. Hold that to me.
Talk to me about Josh Taylor. I mean, when you rocked up at the press conference after this fight, there was good banter, as we say, between the two of you. It was back and forth. You had the press room laughing and giggling and stuff like that. On Twitter, you've had a little bit of back and forth on Twitter, little comments here and there. This is going to be a fun fight, not just to watch, but the build-up as well. When it gets announced in the press conferences and all, this is going to be a fun fight, isn't it, for the fans?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I think the UK, I like how y'all personalities, y'all like real quick on your feet and stuff, like you're real quick, you're quick to respond and kind of like smart asses and stuff like that. And I'm the same way, so I know like me and him, you know, we'll definitely go back.
That's why UK fans are gonna love you. So.
Exactly. So I think that, you know, me and him will go back and forth at the press conference. Sometimes funny, sometimes serious, and it'll go back and forth. And of course, like style-wise and fight, it'll be definitely, you know, of course, something for the fans. That's why I said I want to be somewhere it gets the most press as possible. You know, this is, you know, you got the #1 and #2 in a division fighting each other, and you don't have that in most of the divisions. You don't have that. In 140, you have #1 and #2 fighting each other. Next, 2 undefeated champions in their prime fighting each other. You know, not letting the fight marinate. They fight each other now. So I feel like that needs a whole bunch of press.
Okay, how do you feel? Josh Taylor, I mean, he's undefeated like yourself. Both of you have got great knockout percentages. How do you see this fight going? Is it going to 12 rounds?
You know, I'm fighting for the Ali trophy, but I've never been like as great as Ali to predict the rounds and all that stuff. You never know. I don't know.
I read something you're gonna whip his ass. Is that right?
I say I'm gonna whoop everybody's ass. If you tell me something, I'm whoop your ass too. I say I'm whoop everybody.
I'll be the gym. I don't know if you can whip mine.
I'll whoop your ass too. That gym don't matter. Believe the muscles don't matter. But anyways, I say it about everybody. You know, I like talking shit, and of course I back it up at the same time. You know, so yeah, I think it's gonna be. I mean, for me, I'm a competitor. I just love to compete with the best of the best, and that's why I signed up for the tournament. It was like the best people at the time. It was the best people in the division fighting each other, and you know I want to really prove that I was the best. You know, I've been ranked #1 for a while, but for me, I always feel like I still have a lot of work to do. Like I want to be the face of like the 140-pound division, and you know, just because I'm ranked #1, I've been ranked #1 for a while, and I'm a world champion. For me, it's still not enough. For me, I still want to prove to where. It's no doubt, exactly, undisputed, to where it's no doubt. You know, you still got some fans out here saying, of course, the big one is Josh Taylor can beat me. Some people say Ramirez can beat me. Some people even dumbasses say Hooker can beat me. So it's just like, you know, for me, I just want to prove that, you know, I am the best. You know, it's no question. Just kind of how, you know, what Crawford did it. When Crawford was at 140, it was like, you know, he proved there was nobody around that can really beat him, and that's the same thing I want to do. I want to prove that it's nobody that can beat me.
Backtrack sort of a few months ago when all this talk of Prograis possibly not fighting you and etc. with certain issues that were going on behind the scenes. What was going on through your head there? Were you always confident? Because I just spoke to him and he said that he was always confident that the fight was always going to happen.
Well, I was confident the fight was always going to happen just through the previous experience with the Baranchek situation, sort of similar thing. I knew all the contracts were tight and all that sort of stuff. So if he's saying he's always confident, I don't know why he was always moaning and bitching then about things. So I don't know. I mean, I was just sitting there patiently waiting. You know, he's been obviously trying to get out for some reason. Doesn't want to travel over here for some reason maybe. But he can't get out now. He has to fight. So it's on, as you say.
I did ask him about some comments that he made in reference to some of the Scottish fans, and you know, obviously he spoke about that and said it wasn't kind of aimed specifically at Scottish people. It was just people saying to him that he'd kind of ducked out of a fight with you, etc., etc. So you just clarified that. But did you see those comments, Josh?
Yeah, I've seen them, but it's just he's making a lot of noise, isn't he? The loudest one in the room is always the weakest one in the room, eh? So he's making a lot of noise. But you know, he can keep talking. We just need to. He can keep talking all he wants. He's just going to get a bigger doing on the 26th.
Well, and one thing he did say, he said that you were always the guy that he wanted to fight. He sees you, you and him as 1 and 2. Obviously, he sees himself as 1 and you as 2, which is subjective. But this is an unbelievable fight from a neutral point of view, for fans' point of view. It's obviously the fight that you wanted as well, Josh.
Yeah, it's a fight I believe I wanted as well. I believe we're 1 and 2 in the division. Even before this tournament sort of come about, we were kind of sort of, I think he commented on one of my fights or one of my posts online, you know, and I replied, you know, saying don't worry about our paths will cross at some point. So yeah, even way back then I knew these were the kind of fights I was wanting, and he was a guy to beat as well, you know. So he's got the big name and all that sort of over there, people talking about all the hype. So yeah, it's good that it's finally made, and I'm going to prove that I'm number 1 on 26, and I can't wait.
How do you rate his wins over Flanagan and Kirill Relic?
Well, I think Relic was done. I thought he looked frail. I thought he looked weight drained. I thought he looked old and slow. So I wasn't overly impressed with that win. I thought Flanagan, yeah, he done well, outboxed him, but Flanagan never really threw a punch. Kind of froze on the big stage. So I wasn't really impressed with that one either. But he got the job done, and we're here now, so we now get to deuce it out ourselves, fix it out ourselves.
How do you feel about the fight being in London, and also obviously on this card, obviously partnering with Matchroom and etc. to put on a great card here? How do you feel about all that?
I'm excited. I'm over the moon. You know, I've been to London a few times to see big fights and come down and watch big fights. Anthony Joshua and that earlier in his career, and said this would be great to fight in this arena. You know, because it's massive, great atmosphere. So it's good to finally be a part of it. But at the top of the bill. So what a time to do it. So I'm happy, and I can't wait. Aye.
Your old mate Andy McCarty's in New York. Try to pick this back up. Yeah, your old mate Andy McCarty obviously works for IFL. He's in New York. He's gone out for the Devin Haney fight this weekend.
Getting about his travels, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
Not bad for Andy.
He'll have to buy a ticket and come as a fan to this one, which I haven't told him yet. But I thought, what a better way to do it than to tell you.
I will, Andy. I have to get your ticket, pal.
Oh, you're going to get him a ticket? Oh, right. Okay, Andy says he's going to get you a ticket. No, I'm sure Andy will be involved that week as well. But have you got anything else you'd like to add, Josh?
No, just you know, it's all done now. I can't really be bothered with all the talking and all that now.
You've got to do a press conference. Don't say that yet.
Yeah, I know, but you know, it's been brewing for a long time. It's good to finally get over the line and done, and just want to crack on with training now and get him in that opposite corner and set about him.
I saw some quotes that I assume came from you about some people from Scotland kind of referring to the fact that you possibly may be ducking Josh Taylor, you kind of
I kind of went up. I kind of got a little mad. You know why? It's because and I want to clarify that you know, if I like hurt anybody's feelings from Scotland, it wasn't about the Scottish fans and stuff, because actually somebody wrote me on Instagram, a Scottish fan was like, yeah, what was up? Like, you hurt, you really, you know, disappointed. I was like, I'm sorry if I offended you. Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean nothing against like the Scottish fans. It was because I was just angry because people were saying I was like, people was writing me and saying all kinds of stuff like I'm ducking them, and I was like, what? And I couldn't say nothing because of like the litigation, you know, it was going through lawyers and all that stuff, so I couldn't respond to anything about it, you know, what I was seeing, all that stuff. But like I said, I apologize to like any fans that felt like I was talking specifically about them. You know, it probably was like 3 or 4 people that like wrote me, you know, in saying all kinds of stuff, you know, I shit my pants, I'm a pussy, I'm a bitch, and all that type of stuff. You know, they were saying that, so I was just, and I couldn't say nothing back. I just had to look at it, and it was like, all right, whatever. And so then, you know, finally it got resolved, and that's kind of, you know, I just kind of let it all out. But nah, it wasn't nothing against no Scottish people or nothing like that. It was just like those people. That's it.
Oh yeah, I don't even know. No, good.
The height, don't worry.
Good. Good. Can't wait, but can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
Nah, go rip your fucking head off.
Nah, you're not.
You've never been anybody against me.
What?
Never been beating anybody like me.
Guaranteed.
Never been with anybody like me.
It's not gonna happen,
never seen
bro.
me before. Never seen
I seen you a bunch of times.
Never seen anything like me before.
I seen you a bunch of times. A bunch of times. Guaranteed, I seen you a bunch of times.
Never seen anything like me before. Tell me.
A bunch of times. All right. A bunch of times.
Fought no one.
I didn't face your style a bunch of times. You never fought nothing like me. That's the difference.
Yeah, okay, we'll soon see.
You're not fighting nothing like me.
We'll soon see.
You gotta convince yourself. You gotta say he's tall, he's long,
We'll
all
soon
that.
see. We'll soon see.
That don't make a difference.
Right, cool.
None of that stuff don't make a difference.
Right, we'll soon see.
You see? Why?
Oh, that's.
You see?
Train hard.
Oh, it's already. Bro, you got some style now. You got.
I'm going in there to do a job on Saturday. I really believe I can lay them out cold on Saturday. I just want to get there and get it done now.
You'd like Shane, you believe you could knock him out Saturday?
100% I believe I can knock him out, yeah.
What about what he's saying about the fact you get hit a little too much, that there are weaknesses? What would your response be to Regis?
Well, obviously, every fighter sees, looks at another fighter and sees change, thinks that he's changed. So, yeah, he's going to have thoughts that he thinks he's going to win, he's going to do whatever, but it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen on Saturday. I'm going in there to do a job. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. Switched on. I know he's a good fighter, he's a world champion. So, all these belts on the line, it's going to bring the best out of me. So, yeah, he's going to get it on Saturday night, yeah.
I'll ask you the same question. Do you think he does anything better than you do in the ring?
No, I don't think he does anything better than me. No, he's got good timing, he's got good movement, good head movement. But again, he's had 24 fights, 24 wins against nobody. He's not fought anybody. He's not fought anybody that's been in there to win and go in there to hurt him and go in there to rip his belts off him. He's not fought against any real live opponents who's hungry like him and wants more success. So he's in for a hard night on Saturday.
You can't hurt him if you can't touch him. Of course people want to hurt me. Of course my fighters want to try to beat me. They want to. They want to try to hit me, but they can't. Of course you think people they come in there and lose. They don't come in there and lose. They come in to try to beat me up. That's what we signed a contract for. We come in to beat the other person up. But they couldn't. That's the difference.
Paddy Dragon against Ben Men or something like that.
What? I don't understand.
No, you didn't understand. No, you don't understand. Take your glasses off. You didn't say you fucking wanker.
I take my glasses off.
Listen to me. Put your sunglasses on. Take them off.
I take them off.
Josh, do you think that your experience as an amateur, your wonderful pedigree that you bring to the ring, and also your size in this fight, you're a slight betting underdog, I was told yesterday. Do you think that helps you in this fight, your size and your experience, if you are both as skilled as each other?
Yeah, I've got less experience in terms of numbers of fights, but I believe I've got more experience. I've fought in better opposition. I've had a great amateur career, been all over the world. I've seen every single kind of style has been thrown at me. So I believe I've got the better experience and more experience, and yeah, I just feel ready, yeah.
And there's a bit of needle here, isn't there? There has been, ever since the fight was announced.
I'm just ready to fight. I'm just ready to fight.
And for you, Regis? Is it just about fighting? Just about winning? No one fighter at your weight in the world, after all you've been through.
That means everything, you know, it's like a storybook, you know, because, you know, I used to fight for free, you know, as a professional, I used to be fighting, I really used to fight for free, and, you know, to be where I'm at right now is through all hard work and believing in myself, and, it'll be everything.
Josh, you've taken accolades in the amateurs, you've won your world title already at home, wonderful scenes, singing afterwards as well. What will Saturday night mean to you? Is this the real launch of you as a star in the sport?
I believe so, yeah. I believe this is the coming out party. Everybody's going to know who I am over here and over in America after this fight, after I've taken care of them on Saturday. Got these belts and yeah, on to bigger and better things, and I can't wait.
Finally, Regis, a prediction. What happens Saturday night?
I'm whooping.
And Josh?
Same thing. We'll whoop his ass. Basically, that's what it was. It's just talking his usual self. Me, all about me all the time. Oh, me. I says, oh, for fuck's sake! Like, you're inside. It's pushing down outside. Take your sunglasses off. Wanker. What wankers wear fucking sunglasses indoors? Obviously him. I'm relaxed, honestly. I really am enjoying it. I usually get a wee bit nervous for like press conferences just in case I say something daft, but there I wasn't really bothered. I'm relaxed and enjoying the whole experience. You know, it's I'm only 15 fights in, world champion, and I'm in a unified world championship belt against another guy that's from America, who's got a big name, big hype around him, and the fight's massive. You know, most fighters dream to be in the position that I'm in right now. So I'm just privileged to be here, obviously, but I'm just real relaxed and enjoying the moment and soaking it in, and it feels kind of normal. It's just another fight, another day at the office, so I'm just enjoying it. Of course I've seen things, and I just know from spending a wee bit of time with him, he's a bit nervous, he's a bit, when you see him, look him in the face, he's a bit, I just know that I can hurt him, and he knows that I can hurt him, and he knows he's in with a real live fighter. He knows he's in with someone there that's into take him out, and there to take him out and take his belts off him, and really live fighter. I'm there, I'm just as hungry as him. I want to be successful, I want to be more successful, I want to be the best I can be, and he's in there as somebody who's a real fighter, real live fighter, and he's never had it, he's never faced it, he's never been in with anybody. So I just know that I can hurt him, and I know that when I do catch him and hurt him, he's gone.
I actually didn't even understand what he said, bro, to be honest. Like, I heard he say something, I heard shades, and I didn't know what he said, so whatever. Let him talk.
Seemed very relaxed, though.
I'm super relaxed, man. There's nothing going on right now. I'm waiting to fight. All that talking, all this face-offs, that's all cool, but at the end of the day, we still got to fight. That's the only thing that matters, the fight. Whatever. I think he trying to rile me up. I think maybe that's a nervous tactic or whatever, but trying to rile me up, he not getting nothing. He trying to get a response and all that stuff, but that stuff don't matter. The only thing that matters is the fight. October 26th, 2 days from now, that's the only thing that matters. I think I'm gonna hit him too much. If I hit him too much, I'm gonna hurt him. That's the main thing. If I hit him, I'm gonna hurt him, and that's it. You know, boxing is simple for me. I'm gonna hit you, I'm gonna hurt you, you gonna hit me, you're not gonna hurt me. I feel like it's gonna be, I really feel like he is a world champion, he's good. And I think that it's gonna be in the point in the fight. He's gonna hit me with his hardest punch he can hit me with. And I'm gonna look at him just like I'm looking at you right now. And he's gonna be like, fuck me. Like, shit, I can't hurt him. With his hardest punch he can hit me with. And then after that, it'll be down.
Andrew McCart, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in London. It's 1:30 in the morning. With me I've got the champ.
What time is it already?
Half one, yeah. Josh Taylor, Josh. What
the
a
unified champ.
Look at that belt. You like that belt, don't you?
Look at that. Ooh. Unified champ. Brilliant, eh?
Well, let's talk about the fight, man. I mean, you know what I'm like at your fights. But this fight was one of them ones where I sat and actually enjoyed it because the pair of you put on a great show. I mean, when the decision was announced, how confident were you when Buffalo was reading up the scores? Was you confident that you won that fight?
I was confident, yeah. I thought I won the fight by a couple of rounds. I definitely thought I won the fight by a couple of rounds. I gave away a couple sort of in the middle. I hurt him, I think it was maybe the 6th or the 7th round. and then I thought, right, let's get to him now, because I knew he was feeling the pace. So I thought, right, let's get to him now, and I started neglecting my boxing and tried to walk him down, and he stole a couple of rounds, nicked a couple of rounds. But I was confident that I'd won the fight. But again, you just don't know what the judges are going to say. So I was nervous and everything on the line, but I knew, I thought I'd won the fight. Respect was always there. Respect was always there. It was just competitiveness, competitive nature. He's a winner, I'm a winner. He's got the winner's mentality. He believed in himself 100%. I believed in myself 100%. So it was just pure competitive nature between the two of us. And obviously, the closer the fight gets, your mindset's changing. So you tend to sort of turn the dislike. You go out to dislike him and hate him, because you need that fire and you need that. You want to hurt him. You want to hit him hard and you want to hurt him. So you need that. You need to turn that aggression and make it work for you, and that's what I did. So as soon as the final bell went and stuff like that, I hugged him, said, "Listen, I respect you, always have. Never." We said that in the ring. He says, "It was never bad blood, just competitiveness." He says, "Yeah, of course." He never hurt me. He never hurt me at any point. He did have a good power. He definitely had heavy hands. Hit me with a good few body shots. He never hurt me or buzzed me at any point, but I knew he was heavy-handed. He definitely was heavy-handed. His jab was quite solid. He was solid all round. He definitely was solid all round, but he never hurt me at any point. I think this is mostly because of the head clashes. Not intentional. He was ducking and diving. You know, he's going down and then coming up, and then I was going down to try and hit him, and he's coming up, and I've been hit on the head a good few times.
It was the same spot as well.
Same spot every time. So I'm not a complainer, I'm not a moaner, but a couple of times in that fight there, I said to the referee, "Come on, ref, man, that's 4 or 5 times in one round with the head, bash, bash, bash." And I could feel it's closing up. By round 9, I think it was, round 9, I was like completely blind in it almost. I could feel it closing up and closing up. So I fought with one eye for 3.5 rounds, and I couldn't see anything coming from that side. So I had to tighten up the left hand, the right hand, sorry, for his left hand coming, and all the tactics and whatever went out the window. Tactics and boxing went out the window. I just had to fight on instinct and heart and determination, because I couldn't see. So every time he was throwing the left hand, I was either just about hitting me or was hitting me, because I couldn't see it coming. So I had to tighten up my hand, and he was catching me with it in the last couple of rounds, because I really couldn't see anything. That's what was driving me on. I mean, obviously I was quite tired at the end. I was feeling the pace. I was a little bit tired. Of course, he was as well. But it drove me on. I was thinking of James, and I call him Jimmy, Big Jimmy. I was thinking of him all the time. Come on, he's here with me. Do this for Jimmy. Do this for Jimmy. The ring walk music, the Happy Monday step on. That song reminds me of him. So that had a lot of meaning coming out, and the whole fight, you know. And then so in the last couple of fights, when I had to just fight on instinct, because nothing, I really couldn't see anything. I was trying to open it, but I couldn't open it, so it felt like I was actually blinking.
Can I just get a wee sort of close up on that?
Oh, yeah, it's quite good, isn't it? It's a good one, isn't it?
That's freakish. It's quite a good one, yeah. But like you were saying, like he's pulled you through that fight. Do you believe? You're saying
yeah, 100%. It made me. I was having to dig deep anyway, but then that just gave me the extra desire and extra fire to win to finish the fight strong and win it. So yeah, he definitely.
And you fell to your knees at the end. I haven't seen you do that before. Falling to your knees. You've either ran to the corner or you put your hands in the air. But this time you felt your knees. Obviously, was it like relief, or was it like a pressure cooker and letting it go? What was it that made you fall to your knees after a fight like that?
I don't know. Just relief, happiness that I've done it, and also letting out my emotion that I've had to block out for the last 6-7 weeks. Yeah, just.
Of course, it's like it's haunting me a little bit. Some things that I felt like I could have did. It was some moments in the fight that I felt like I had them going. That I felt like I could have just stepped on the gas. I could have did some things. It was just some moments that was in the fight that was only just between me and him. Nobody else saw it, but just between me and him, that I felt like I really could have capitalized on. And those things kind of haunt you when you feel like you can, you know, you're supposed to do certain things and you didn't do them at the time. But yeah, it's tough, but you know, it is what it is. I definitely want a rematch, of course. You know, one day you let him, you know, now, you know, I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm gonna talk to my team and see what we're gonna do and see what's my next move we're gonna make, and you know, let him do his thing. Hopefully he gets the Ramirez fight, and then after that, you know, it'll be the rematch. I still feel like, you know, I'm one of the best in the world at 140. You know, I still feel like even though that was number 1 and number 2, I still can't put, maybe he's number 1A and I'm number 1B. Maybe you could put that right now, but I still feel the same way. You know, it was a close fight. It could have definitely went either way. I thought I won it, but of course, you know, I can't disagree with the judges. At the end of the day, the judges got the, you know, the final say, and you can't disagree with them, and you know, that's how it goes. I actually would come back here to fight. You know, I didn't have a problem coming over here. I did have a lot going against me coming into the fight. I knew, so when the fight was signed, I was anxious. I was anxious to come over here and fight. I was talking to a lot of people about it. Some of my friends, they was like, listen, if you go over there and when you come to London, you have to knock them out to win a decision. To win, you have to knock them out, you know, and I knew that going in. So I had a lot stacked against me coming over here and stuff like that when I was fighting them. But I knew that going into it, and you know, I still took the fight. So for me, it's no excuses, none of that stuff. You know, it's like I say, it is what it is. But I would definitely come over here and fight again, because the O2 was sold out. You know, and that was a huge crowd. It was, you know, huge success, huge event. We put on a hell of a show, one of the fights of the year candidates, hopefully, you know. So I'll definitely come over here and fight again. Well, I mean, we were just talking about the fight, man. We were saying, you know, I was telling him, you know, I thought I was gonna stop him. I really did. I thought, you know, he was tougher than I expected. He told me the same thing. He was like, shit, like you was definitely tougher than I expected, you know, because he was hitting me with a lot of shots. And you know, for me in the fight, I never was hurt. I never was hurt in the fight at all, you know. And he had power. He had big power, and he was hitting me with a lot of hard shots, but I still was just never hurt in the fight. So we was just talking about that. He invited me to Scotland, and, you know, he was saying, you know, how we just had to be enemies, you know. And I told him, I was like, listen, we're going to, you know, I want to see you fight Ramirez. I want to see you, you know, the winner, whoever wins that fight, you know, hopefully you'll be the winner. Well, I can't say hopefully, you know, whoever wins that fight, I want to see to be undisputed. And then after that, all that is said and done, then, you know, me and him can have a rematch. And then when we have a rematch, guess what? We'll be enemies again. I told him, I said, look, we're friends now, we're cool. And but then after that, you know, if we have a rematch, we'll be enemies all over again, you know. So it was cool, man. I talked to his daddy. They was telling me, you know, I gotta come to Scotland. They're gonna bring me up. They're gonna bring me here, and they're gonna bring me over there. I talked to his friends and his girlfriend, and you know, we was, you know, taking pictures and talking and all that stuff. And they invited me for beers and all that. And like I said, he just invited me to Scotland and just to go out there and enjoy, you know, chill with his family and see his side of the world.
Keep going, keep fighting.
He definitely can.
Yeah, I get this strange one. What's next for you then?
I'm going on vacation. I'm going to Paris first. I'm going back home to LA, then I'm going to Brazil. So we'll see.
Do some jiu-jitsu again. You want to get me in that
fucking jiu-jitsu out there, yeah.
Go here, enjoy your break, man. I'm pretty sure I'll see you again, and I'll pin you, so take care, man. All the best, all the best.
Yeah, good fight.
Good fight. Sure you don't want to drink or anything like that? No drink.